The SEC Media Days is beginning next week from Atlanta, Georgia, and Tennessee's going to be picked towards the middle to the back of the SEC, and why that is not the end of the world. Buckle up, it's your Friday Locked On Vols.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good Friday morning, everybody. Welcome into it. Locked On Vols, your unofficial tailgate start here to your weekend. Appreciate you guys for being here, making Locked On Vols your first listen each and every single morning, every day. Couldn't do this without you. If you're new to the show, pull up a chair, give us a chance. Number one spot for Tennessee football news, entertainment, weekday mornings when you wake up. And we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Today's episode is brought to you in part by our friends over at Monarch Money, where you can take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Shout out to Monarch Money. Fun show coming up here today. We're gonna preview all the talking season that's going to come up to, next week, right? SEC Media Days from Atlanta, Hotlanta, and why I think Tennessee is going to be preseason picked towards the middle to the back of the conference. And it's not the end of the world, guys. We'll get into that here in segment number one. Plus, who else will be voted on preseason All-SEC squads? That's coming up in segment number one. Brayden Rouse joined Josh and Swain on 99.1 The Sports Animal earlier this week. And I played that audio courtesy of Josh and Swain's radio show. Great stuff there. They did a really good job, and he did a really good job talking to those guys. That's coming up in segment number two. And a couple of baseball portal additions into this week, heading on into the Major League Baseball draft. That's coming up here on your show. It is your Friday Locked On Vols. So people like me are going to spend all next week down in Atlanta, Georgia, talking and going on radio shows and doing television spots and doing articles and asking questions. And honestly, I used to love SEC Media Days really more than just about anything. Not more than the games, of course, but SEC Media Days is fun. I'm not going to be there this year. It's down in Atlanta. We're going to send Brent Hubbs and Austin Price are going to go down there for the day. But I used to, when I was working in radio, I used to go to Hoover, used to go to Atlanta one year, used to go to, I think those are the only two spots that I went to, and I would spend the day on Radio Row, and it was a blast. And I would see people that I talked to all year long, like for hits on the radio shows and podcasts, and never got to see in person, go out and sing karaoke, go out and have dinner, have a few beers, and it was fun, right? I mean, this is a talking sports week, right? This is a week made for radio, and it was a blast. So I hate I'm not going to be there this year, but ultimately this is a whole lot of fun. I love this week, but more than anything, SEC Media Days is the unofficial sprint it's the unofficial start of the college football season. We are sprinting to fall camp when things wrap up down in Atlanta this week. But of course, Tennessee's going to have its day in the spotlight on Tuesday afternoon. Looking forward to that. And, of course, we'll break down everything that comes from the podium. Tennessee sending Miles Kitzelman, Tennessee sending Bryson Eason, and Tennessee sending Arion Carter down as the three representatives for the program. But at the end of the week, there will be a ballot that is issued to all members of the voting media, and they will vote on the preseason predicted order of finish for the Southeastern Conference. They will vote on, I believe, two preseason All-SEC teams, maybe three, I can't remember. But nonetheless, Tennessee's it's going to be all about Nico. It's going to be all about Nico. And Josh Heupel's probably the first time he's asked about it, he's going to be like, hey, okay, here it is. Okay, now we're moving on. No more questions about Nico. Now we can talk about Joey Aguilar. We can talk about how Tennessee is coming together as a team, how the offense had to take it a little bit of a different shape. But no more Nico talk. I bet he's going to, probably say something along those lines the first time he's asked about it. But, I mean, that's going to be the dominating storyline for Tennessee at SEC Media Days. Nico's gone. What's Tennessee going to do? And, again, we've spent all offseason talking about how the national media, they don't know the team like we know it, right? And there's tons of questions. And I'm not trying to sit here and act like there's not a ton of questions that are going to be needed to be answered. Who's going to play quarterback? What about the running game minus Dylan Sampson? Replacing 4 or 5 starters on the offensive line. No receivers. There's so many questions offensively, a couple defensively, but so many questions offensively that a lot of what I'm getting at, I believe, is fair. And I think Tennessee's going to be preseason picked nowhere higher than 8th, in my opinion. I think Tennessee's going to be preseason picked 8th or 9th, in my opinion, okay? And I don't think that's the end of the world, right? I mean, you want to go in there as kind of an underdog. You want to go in there knowing what you've got, but maybe some teams can overlook you. Maybe some members of the media are going to overlook you. But again, just like my views on Florida or my views on Missouri or my views on Vanderbilt or my views on Georgia, I don't cover those teams on a national basis, on a daily basis. I don't know those rosters like I know Tennessee's rosters. What I do know about Tennessee is Tennessee's got a great defensive line. Tennessee's going to be much improved at linebacker, and Tennessee's going to have a really good secondary. Tennessee's going to play good defense. Tennessee's going to be opportunistic on defense. Tennessee's going to run the football well. And I think with the way this schedule matches up, I think Tennessee's going to be just fine. Now, what is just fine? Is that 9-3? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, right now I'm sitting at 9-3 with the losses to the Big Three, simply because I think it's going to be tough to win at a place like Alabama and Florida where you haven't won since 2003. We'll see. But right now that's kind of where I'm at. We'll do the official preseason picks later on in the offseason, closer to the start of the season. But I think that's where Tennessee's going to be preseason ranked. And it's funny, Locked On College Football Spencer McLaughlin, expert, we're all joking in the group chat that we're not really going to refer to him as an expert. This is how he did the preseason rankings for the Southeastern Conference. You see right there, if you're watching on YouTube, he has Tennessee at number 10. Number 10, Georgia at 1, Texas at 2, can't really argue there. Alabama by default is at 3 for most people. People are high on LSU because they got a good quarterback. South Carolina, number 5. Oklahoma, it's being heavily thought of. They're at number 6. Ole Miss, new quarterback as well, at number 7. Florida, and I certainly think that that DJ Lagway's talented. I also know that he threw 9 picks last year and completed 57% of his passes for the 68th ranked offense in the country. And he was a part-time quarterback, and he was a true freshman. I get all that. I think he's a really, really good player, but I'm not sure why DJ Lagway is considered universally as a top 5 quarterback in college football this offseason. I just don't quite get it. But Florida there, and it's 7.5 total is courtesy of our friends over at FanDuel, sitting there at number 8, according to Spencer McLaughlin. Texas A&M's there at number 9. I like Marcel Reed as an athlete. I don't like Marcel Reed as a quarterback. I don't. And then he's got Tennessee coming in at number 10. He has Tennessee only ahead of Missouri at 11, Auburn at 12, Vanderbilt at 13, Arkansas at 14, Mississippi State at 15, and Kentucky at 16. So, again, I think that a lot of people are going to be kind of in line with what Spencer's doing here, and not thinking highly of Tennessee. I would have Tennessee ahead of Florida. I would have Tennessee ahead of Texas A&M, so I'd have Tennessee somewhere around 7 or 8. That's kind of where I would have them right now, and again, I think that's fair with all the questions that's surrounding this offense, this team, but specifically this offense right now. So, if you're watching on YouTube, though, again, look at all those teams that are behind Tennessee right now. Tennessee doesn't play Missouri. Tennessee doesn't play Auburn, but Tennessee plays Vanderbilt. Tennessee plays Arkansas. Tennessee plays Mississippi State. Tennessee plays Kentucky. Look at some of the teams that are ahead of Tennessee, sitting right there at 6 and 8. Tennessee, those are teams on Tennessee's schedule. And then, of course, Tennessee plays 1 and 3 on this as well in Georgia and Alabama. But run the football, play solid defense. The schedule matches up. Have a quarterback that's not going to turn the football over. And yes, if it is Joey Aguilar, that is going to be a challenge because he has turned the football over in 2 years as the starting quarterback at Appalachian State. But he's also thrown for 56 touchdowns. So anyway, I don't think it's a big deal. It's just, and I got to be honest with you, there's a lot of people that don't take this seriously. There's a lot of people that don't do research. There's a lot of people that don't take pride in their vote. And so I don't think it's the end of the world. But do not be blindsided when Tennessee is picked somewhere around 9th or 10th, in my opinion, next week at SEC Media Days. That's just all I'm going to say in that regard. Second thing, and I know we're up against it here in segment number 1, who's going to be Tennessee's all-SEC picks preseason? Nobody offensively. I'm going to tell you that right now. Nobody's going to be picked preseason all-SEC offensively, and that is absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. Defensively, I think Jamal McCoy, even though he's injured right now, will absolutely be on the first team, okay? I think Arion Carter has a chance to be on the second team, maybe, but we'll see. Ricky Gibson's going to have a chance. I think Boo Carter's going to be on there as an athlete or maybe even a return specialist. And then I think up front, maybe a Joshua Josephs, who led Tennessee in TFLs last year. So I think there's a chance for 3 to 4 defensively to be on there. And then, of course, Boo Carter as a returner. But I don't think anybody's going to be a preseason all-SEC selection by the media on the offensive side of the football. What say you? What do you think? If you're filling out a preseason ballot, where would you have Tennessee in the predicted order finish? next week at SEC Media Days? And who would you put on the preseason All-SEC teams for the University of Tennessee? Would love to hear from you guys at _Cainer and at Locked On Vols. Hey, when we come back, Brayden Rouse, recent Tennessee football commit, chopped it up with Josh and Joel on Josh and Swain, 99.1 The Sports Animal. Going to play that audio, some really, really good stuff. That is coming up next right here on your Locked On Vols. Hey, I want to tell you guys about our friends over at Monarch Money. Have you ever wished managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than just a budgeting app. It is a complete financial command center. When you can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. And that's kind of where I am right now. We're all adults here, right? My mortgage comes out of one account. My Netflix subscription comes out another. I subscribe to this. I subscribe to this. I got to get the FanDuel Sports Network just to watch the Atlanta Braves. I have all these things coming out of checking accounts. And I get confused, right? Doesn't take much, but I get confused. But with Monarch Money, it's all in one place. So I know exactly where my money is being taken from and where my paychecks are going, and 401ks, and all that and more. It helps me. It can help you as well. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That is monarchmoney.com, promo code LOCKEDONCollege for half off your first year. A big shout out to our friends over at Monarch Money. It's your Friday Locked On Vols. In this segment, we're going to listen to an audio interview from 99.1 The Sports Animal, Josh and Swain, audio courtesy of Josh Ward, who sent it to me and suggested it as well. So be sure to listen to the radio show noon to 3. I'm actually on there today with Joel Silverberg, as Swain and Josh are both out on vacation. But nonetheless, 4-star linebacker, top 100 player Brayden Rouse joined the show earlier this week. Josh and Joel asked him a lot of great questions. Why Tennessee? What did you know about Tennessee? What about William Inge? How's the reaction? And that's kind of where the interview starts. What's been the reaction like since you've committed to the University of Tennessee? Some really, really good stuff here from Tennessee 4-star commit linebacker Brayden Rouse when he joined Josh and Joel on Josh and Swain, 99.1 The Sports Animal.
I mean, it's been amazing. All the Tennessee fans have been showing me a lot of love, and just feel like weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and I'm just excited to continue my journey at Knoxville.
Yeah, the last few weeks especially, I know you've been recruited for months now, but the last few weeks, as you probably knew, you were nearing a decision and you're trying to choose one school, and obviously you make that announcement for Tennessee. What was that like in trying to weigh all of your options, everything that you were considering, to then make the choice Tennessee?
Yeah, I mean, it was very hard. It was a hard decision for sure, but when it came down to just the facts and the relationships and all that stuff, I mean, it came down to Tennessee. I felt like for a while we were trying to figure out why not Tennessee, but I mean, we couldn't find a lot of reasons why, and it kind of clicked over the last couple of weeks for us, and then we were like, we got to pull the plug on this and just go ahead and commit, because I mean, there's no better school out there for us, you feel like, for me and my family. So yeah.
Yeah, why did you feel like that was the case? Why did it continue to be Tennessee?
I feel like the biggest thing was the relationships. They had a great way of expressing how much they liked me by their relationships and just staying connected with me constantly. And so like every time I went up there, it kind of felt like home. You get to talk to new people every time. Coach Inge is really good with kind of involving you with the players. So feeling comfortable with the players is a big thing, because you want to be around like-minded people, and those like-minded people are going to push you every day. So just the relationships was the biggest thing for me, and like coming into this recruiting process, that was our number one thing we were looking for in this whole thing. So they definitely checked that off the box.
Before Tennessee started actively recruiting you, Braden, what were your thoughts and feelings and kind of your prior knowledge of Tennessee as a program, as a brand? Obviously, you live in SEC country, so I'm sure you had obviously well aware of Tennessee, but what were kind of your feelings about the Vols before they had actively reached out to you?
I mean, I've always thought Tennessee was a great school and a great program. I mean, it's SEC, so you're going to be playing the best football around, and I mean, they've always kind of been a competitive team, always competing for national championships. I feel like the way that they're going right now, they're definitely on the right track, and I'm just excited to keep recruiting in this class and developing a great class so we can go win a national championship together.
We're talking to Tennessee linebacker commit Brayden Rouse. He made that announcement last night. Did you feel like you learned anything from players at Tennessee, either about playing for Coach William Inge at linebacker or Josh Heupel, Tim Banks? What might have stood out about what you learned from players who were at Tennessee playing for this coaching staff?
Yeah, I mean, I had countless talks with all the players, and just on my OB, hanging out with them every night and throughout the day was huge, just to kind of compare our recruiting processes and just what schools they were looking at, why they chose Tennessee over the schools they were looking at. I mean, it kind of aligned for me, honestly. The same things they were looking in for me for them is the same I was looking for me. So it came down to relationships for them, for most of them. I mean, with Inge, they say he's a goofball sometimes, but he knows his ball, and he's a hard worker. He's a grinder. He's going to be first one in the film room, first one out, and he just kind of loves ball, and you can kind of tell because, I mean, every time I run into Coach Inge or talk to him, he's always excited and joyful and happy, and that's the type of people you want to be around every day because even on your bad days, you want a coach to always kind of bring you up and push you to be the best person you can be and the happiest person you can be, and they just express, like, constantly just how great of a coach he is, how great of a coach Coach Banks is. Like, they said they have great relationships with everybody in the facility. It's offensive guys as well. Like, the linebackers got relationships with offensive line coach, receiver coach. Like, I feel like Tennessee does a great job of making everybody feel in one family and just have those relationships throughout the team and the program and the facility.
Brayden, you've been described as a really versatile linebacker who can play sideline to sideline and do it all for your team. But what would you consider some of your own personal strengths, and what style of defense do you enjoy playing the most?
Yeah, my personal strengths, I would say my covering ability, speed, quickness. I feel like I can come off the edge really well. I mean, obviously this is my first year playing linebacker, so there's a lot of development in that. But just my athleticism is a big part. Being able to go across the field, play safety, play nickel, play linebacker, blitz, all the versatile stuff is just going to come into play when you're trying to disguise things for other teams and going into weeks just trying to change some things up and spice some stuff up.
Tennessee linebacker commit Brayden Rouse is with us. He made the announcement last night. Where do you think your motivation comes from? You've obviously had success to this point and a big opportunity to go to Tennessee. What's allowed you to have the drive, the motivation that you've kind of shown to this point to succeed the way you have so far?
Yeah. My biggest motivation was just being overlooked my whole life. I mean, I was unranked coming into this past season and unranked for the most of the part of the season. So, I mean, that's enough motivation as it is. And, I mean, obviously, I'm not the best linebacker in the country on ranking, so that's always going to be motivation for me. I feel like I am, but, I mean, if other people don't believe that, I mean, it's always going to be a motivation for me to just keep working and be the best that I can be. And, I mean, I'm always trying to win a state championship, so everything I'm doing, training-wise, just everything like that, it's all working towards a state championship and just trying to build these relationships with everybody on the team and be a leader that I can be.
Do you think that strengthened the relationship with Tennessee staff, that maybe they saw you at a higher level than others did earlier?
I think so, yeah. Me and Steven Ruzik, we had a great relationship pretty early. He kind of took a chance on me after that first game, so I felt like building that relationship pretty early was good, just so they could get to know me as a football player, but also as a person. And I feel like they see that I'm a hard worker, I'm self-motivated, pretty self-efficient, so. And that's the type of people that they want in their facilities. I mean, you want the hardworking people that are going to push everybody else around them. And I'm not coming into Tennessee just kind of waiting my turn. I'm trying to push everybody and be the best player I can be and make everybody else better. So I feel like they did see that in me, and that's what I'm going to bring to the table.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Brayden Rouse with us, Tennessee commit. Just a couple more minutes, we'll get you out of here. How about the people around you, coaches, family? How much have they helped you, both in development as a player, but also through this recruiting process?
Yeah, my family, they've been a big part, just kind of keeping me level-headed and always reminding me, like, I mean, the journey's not over, and I still got a lot to do, which I feel like I'm good with. But they keep me level-headed for the most part. And my dad being a offensive line coach and being a recruiting coordinator for plenty of years, he's kind of been through this process with his own players before. So him kind of walking me through this whole process and just doing it the right way, because this is my first time and he's done this multiple times. So he kind of lightened the load on me and definitely helped me out just making this a lot easier on my part. And my little brother, he looks up to me, so that's definitely some motivation. Just always trying to be the best person I can be for him on and off the field. And my mom always coming home, having home-cooked meals ready, and just all that sort of stuff that people don't really think about. But I mean, it's big on just weight gain and just mental stuff. So they've been big part of my life for sure.
Hey, and then at the start of the conversation, you mentioned, I think, some of the reaction of Tennessee fans. What have you learned about Tennessee's fans? What was that like to see, the reaction from UT fans after you announced for Tennessee last night?
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see. I wasn't expecting it to be that big of a deal, to be honest. I was like, okay, I'm committed, but I know most people don't really care. But I opened up social medias, and it was insane. Just seeing all my name and just me being a trending topic on Twitter. I mean, it was pretty cool to see just how invested the Tennessee fans were in my recruitment, and I didn't really realize the whole time they were that invested because, I mean, you kind of lose sight of some of this stuff throughout the process. It gets a little blurry sometimes. But yesterday, after I committed, I could really sit back and kind of just observe and really take in the moment, and just to see all the love that the fans were giving me on social media and stuff like that. It was really cool to see, and it makes me want to just be the best person I can be for this program, and very excited to be there.
Awesome stuff there from Brayden Rouse when he joined Josh and Swain earlier this week, 99.1 The Sports Animal. It was Joel Silverberg filling in for Jason Swain that day, but really, really good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and big thanks to Josh Ward for giving up that audio and trying to pump it up here on Locked On Vols. So go ahead and listen to the radio show, and man, I'm really, really impressed with linebacker commit Brayden Rouse. All right, here, final segment as we end our work week on a Friday. Big weekend coming up, Major League Baseball Draft. Starts on Sunday night. We'll go through Monday, leading into the Home Run Derby at Truist Park in Atlanta. If you're a member of allquest.com, I'm going to be providing constant updates all night Sunday, all day Monday, and of course my articles I put out there. You can read them as well, breaking down who gets drafted, and for Tennessee players, Tennessee commits, portal commits, Tennessee signees, high school. It's going to be a busy time. I mean, I was talking to somebody on Thursday afternoon. It's incredible how great this program is and how much is going on in terms of the Major League Baseball draft. So going to be a whole lot of fun. Probably some more records broken for Tennessee in the draft. Potentially they could tie 3 first-round draft picks. They could make a run for 2022's 10 overall draft picks. They can make a run at 2023's 6 pitchers selected. It's going to be fun. So check it all out over at volquest.com. We'll recap that on a Tuesday as well. Some of the big wins and losses from the Major League Baseball draft for Tennessee baseball. But here at the end of the week, Tennessee got 2 transfer portal commits. Again, this is commit number 11 and 12. I mean, Tennessee is just adding them. And again, rosters, I am not the one making those decisions. I'm not the one that's in charge of the numbers. I don't know how Tennessee's going to make this work, but they have brought in commit number 11 and 12 via the transfer portal in as many days. The first one we're going to highlight real quick is Mark Hindy. He is a left-handed pitcher who pitched for Duke in 2025 this past spring. He's the guy, in my opinion, that's going to take the place of Dylan Loy. He's a veteran. He's been there, done that over his career. He has a 4.45 ERA, 6-3 record, 39 walks, 111 strikeouts, and 89 innings flat throughout his career. And, of course, he spent 3 years previously at William & Mary, and then his last year at Duke, and now his final year of eligibility will be here in Knoxville. He's a guy that's been used out of the bullpen a ton. Last year, in 26 games, he threw 29 innings, 1-0 record, 4.66 ERA, struck out 38 batters, walked 15. Opponents are hitting 224 against him this past year. Again, he's made all these appearances out of the bullpen, and 29 innings, 26 appearances. Dylan Loy, I think, was 33 appearances, 34 innings, 36 strikeouts, or something like that. Potentially, he could be the specialist. He could be the bridge. He could be the guy that pitches multiple innings out of the bullpen for Tennessee, or multiple appearances out of the bullpen for Tennessee on a given weekend. So I like this move. Mark Hindy, versatile arm. He's got the right attitude. I talked to him, did a little write-up over volquest.com. He's like, whatever you need me to do, let's go. Like, I just want to win. He's like, I want to go to Omaha. I want to win a national championship, and that's a big reason why I picked the University of Tennessee. And so, really, really good stuff. He went ahead and broke down his commitment with me over at VolQuest.com. So, really, really enjoy him. Really, really appreciate him for doing that. But versatile southpaw, and that's the commit that Tennessee got on Wednesday in Mark Hindy of Duke from this past year. On Thursday afternoon, we'll call it around 3 o'clock, Tennessee picked up an infielder from the transfer portal in Finley Bates from San Diego State. Tennessee got him in for a visit, and when the dead period lifted on Monday, Tennessee has been looking for an infielder in the transfer portal for quite some time. They've been very selective. They were after a couple of them that chose to go somewhere else, but there was no Gavin Keelans out there in the infield this year, right? There was no Andrew Fishers out there in the infield this year. So they were very selective, but they did need one, right? Because, again, you need versatility. You got Jay Abernathy can play the infield. Manny Marin's going to play the infield. Arion Antigua, Chris Neutron can play the infield. A couple of freshmen coming in. I'm sure I've missed a few, but you don't have a lot of infielders, right? So you needed one. You didn't just need a body, but you did need one for numbers' sake, but also you needed some versatility. And that's what Finley Bates brings to Tony Vitello and the Tennessee baseball program. First 2 seasons of his collegiate career at San Diego State. As a freshman, he was the Mountain West Freshman of the Year in 2024, becoming just the 4th Aztec ever to accomplish that feat. Another guy that accomplished that feat while with San Diego State, Steven Strasburg. Remember him? Oh, yeah, former number 1 overall pick. Hit for a 292 average, 35 runs scored, 3 home runs, 11 RBI as a freshman, 18 multi-hit games, and belted 14 doubles. As a sophomore, he hit for a 300 average, 57 games, 1 home run, 23 RBI, 40 walks, and only 30 strikeouts. So the walks higher than the strikeouts. Stole 8 bases, scored 48 runs, and he was the leadoff man in the lineup. So not a whole lot of pop in terms of power, I guess, but really good, consistent hitter. You give me a leadoff man that hits 300, sign me up, man. I want that every single day, right? A 300 hitter kind of leading us off there. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. So he'll come in, he'll compete, one of the middle infield spots. Feels like Manny Marin probably going to be the shortstop for Tennessee this year or next year, but Jay Abernathy can play it. Of course, Ariel Antigua can play it. But this guy's got a lot of action there. 55 games at second base, 60 games at shortstop. So there's some versatility there for sure. There was a coaching change at San Diego State. That's why he went into the transfer portal, and ultimately he is wound up at the University of Tennessee. He was considered the number 265th overall prospect in the 2023 class, the number 56 shortstop, according to Perfect Game, and he is not draft eligible. So Tennessee gets a pair of transfer portal commits to end the week, and left-handed pitcher from Duke, Mark Hindy, and infielder from San Diego State, Finley Bates. Tennessee now has 12 transfer portal commits. They're still evaluating, looking at a couple of pitchers. I think more than anything, maybe that's just kind of a safety net because you just never know with the draft. You literally never know with the draft. You need to have some options kind of being there readily and available. So Tennessee baseball continues to do a really, really good job. Tony Vitello and his staff are just really, really good at that. All right, that is going to do it here for this edition of Locked On Vols. Can't thank you enough for being here, making Locked On Vols your first listen, your first watch each and every single day. Hit subscribe, download these episodes, watch me on YouTube. I'm here every single day. Met a couple of you guys in the Sam's Club the other day when I was there with my wife and kid. We were doing some shopping, so appreciate you guys coming up and saying that you're an everydayer. Seriously, it means the world to me. I think it's awesome when people come up and say, "Hey, are you Eric Cain?" "Hey, I'm an everydayer." I'm like, God, that is so freaking cool. So I can't thank you enough for doing that. Hope you guys have a great weekend, safe weekend. Excited about the Major League Baseball draft coming up on Sunday and Monday. We'll recap all the wins and losses later on whenever it's over. But SEC Media Days next week. Tennessee's day in the spotlight is Tuesday afternoon. We'll have you covered right here on Locked On Vols. Thanks as always, guys. Download us, tell your friends, subscribe to us. This is the Tennessee podcast for you. It is Locked On Vols.